What it does, what is cracking, everybody? My name is C. That's Ren.
My name is No Sean.
My name is Uncle Dan.
Welcome to episode 93 of Bad Habits Podcast. We back virtual, the fucking vibe.
Virtual building. Virtual building.
What's good, y'all? Man's good.
Man's good. Man's
good.
tired. You know.
Yep.
Man's always
Tired is the name of the day. It feels like a whole week has been the last couple of days, eh?
I know, right? I know. It's only Monday. How about that?
Busy things. Busy is good.
It's Monday and I'm already, already done with the week.
Done. Cancelled the week.
Cancelled the week.
I just
Week's over.
cancel it.
Yeah.
Put up. Everyone knows about it. Catch can't.
Completely over. Yeah, I feel like there's like a lot of shit going on.
Are you good, mate? What are you saying?
Sorry, man. Yeah, we good. We out here. You know, same as you. It's tired all the fucking time. And hang on, go this way now. Yeah,
Yeah, get closer.
pause.
We should make a song about that. We're tired all the time.
Yeah. Is
Could
there
be a
something?
hit with the kids.
Yeah.
Totally tired.
I feel like it's like something
Always
like that
tired.
already.
Or
I just feel like
maybe-
everyone's
It's
tired.
like
When's the last time you
Song
guys?
Fuck you.
Yes, there's that. I'm sure there's something else I'm thinking of.
When's
Party
the
all
last
the
time you weren't tired? Is that what you're going to say?
When's the last time? Well, yeah. When's the last time you woke up and were like, feel good?
Probably like once or twice a month, dead ass. Maybe 3 tops if I'm lucky.
It's long. I don't know. I'd never feel nice when I wake up. I feel like I always have to brush my teeth immediately, otherwise everything just feels disgusting.
But like,
Something like
so there's that sort of thing. So you're saying once, like I'm talking, I haven't done it since I was like 9 years old or something. Like I never.
Oh, wow.
I felt shit. I always feel shit. I just don't understand what's going on. I never feel good. So y'all actually occasionally feel good though. Like I get
Yeah,
by.
like
All I get to is like a medium, so I can get by and not feel shit, and that's okay with me.
Right.
That's as good as it's gonna get. So y'all actually do feel good, eh?
I feel pretty good.
There's
Most
occasionals,
times.
yeah.
Yeah, most times
Occasionally.
feel pretty
And
good.
then after a solid 15 minutes of meditation or something like that, and then it feels like even better. It feels like I've had a second rest or a mental shower, and then you can do the thing. Sometimes the sleep can be good. Even if the sleep is mediocre or a little less than usual, and then do the meditation, it feels like it feels like doable. Like you don't just. But yeah, occasionally like three times a month, 4 times max. I couldn't tell you the last time I had 4, but it happens.
Wow. Miracles. Okay. I reckon there's going to be like, I want to see a functional doctor because I feel like they get to the, like all Western medicine is like, obviously has its place, but a lot of it is Band-Aids. Like it's just more like, what drugs can we give you to fix it as opposed to what's causing it? So like the functional doctors get to the bottom. So I'd love to like shouldn't we, it's 2022, shouldn't we be at a point where they could do a blood test or some sort of test and be like, all right, you're naturally deficient in this, and this, so you're going to need vitamin C supplements, you're going to need to, yeah, or like eggs don't work for you, so you cannot eat eggs. I'm like, oh, well, that's probably why I feel shit. All these different things, like why isn't that a thing? I just don't understand why that isn't like right now it's just all about, hey, let's put this Band-Aid on and take this drug. Well, it's going to give you side effects. So here's another 2 drugs to counteract the side effects of that first drug. Like, that's all they care about. It has its place, but there's so much more to it. So it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, we definitely have the technology available to figure out, what food you need or, what medicine, what right path to take. That's definitely an industry that probably don't want to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It takes away money from too many mans. But
Yeah,
the evils of Big Pharma, we shall discuss more later. So what's going on with y'all? Okay, the only thing I got some Yeezys. Got the Stone Sage.
Oh, what is that? Looks like a race car from F-Zero from the
F-Zero, no.
Nintendo racing game.
Yeah, I can see that. It's pretty cool. The foam runners is called Stone
why.
Sage. There's a 12th pair of Yeezys now. Man's going pretty hard. And they I bought these specifically for outside. The other ones I got this is the second pair of this style, but I do those inside.
Straight up outside.
I took them outside today. It's good. They're drippy. A lot of people just staring at me because they're like, "What the fuck is he wearing?" But
What the fuck is on your feet, son?
right?
That's great. Did you
Look
look
good?
him back her in the face and be like, "What cunt?"
Yeah, I look at them. Yeah, that's right. You see the drip. You see the fucking drip. Steven, Jean Pierre.
Yeah. You should have a water pistol and like shoot him and go drippy and shoot him. No,
Shooting cunts. I feel like I get stabbed. But
I feel like basically gonna get a couple pokes, eh? Unwanted
Yeah,
pokes.
just a little one. That would
Yeah,
be fun.
alright.
But
Be
you
safe
know,
with the easy.
yeah, no, I'm not. It's not worth it because then if they get mad, they're gonna fucking lose this, right? So it's not worth it. I feel like they can see the drip and they'll feel bad about their own drip. That's
Wow.
all I want.
They'll distract them from the job.
I'm saying. So anyway, that's the only easy updates today. What else we got going on? Oh, there's a bunch of shit happening. I feel like there's a. It's been a. Even though we're only. Oh no, we did record it last Saturday. It's Monday. It's probably one of the longest gaps between. We did early last week and late this week, so we're a bit out. So a whole bunch of shit has happened. DJ K-Slay passed away from COVID complications, I believe.
R.I.P.
Around, I think it might have been the day we recorded, on the 16th. We recorded on the Saturday. Pretty sure that was the 16th. So rest in peace. He was a legend. What was his nickname? It was the drama. Was it not Drama King?
The Drama King. No.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, K-Slay the Drama King, not DJ Drama. So that's pretty pretty sad. I know he'd been dealing with it for a while though. I think.
Yeah, he's one of the biggest, one of the biggest mixtape DJs that we know, right? He was responsible for a lot of crazy posse cuts and epic put-togethers.
Yes. What were his mixtape series? Did he have like a mixtape series that was like, or was he just like? Because honestly, I just can't remember.
Me either. I have to Google that for sure.
Yeah. That's cool.
Uncle Dan, want to get his little discog up there? See what was fucking
DJ K-Slay. What did he do? Like, what was his? Did he have like a series of like Drama had Gangsta Grills or whatever?
Yeah, discography. Street Sweeper Volume 1, Volume 2.
Street Sweeper. Okay.
Released in 2003, 2004. He had a project called More Than Just a DJ in 2010. And he had a couple of things. Well, one thing in 2017 called The Big Brother. 2019 something called Hip Hop Frontline. And in 2021, The Soul Controller. But in these three, you can't even click on them on Wikipedia. It's the last three things. But then it seems like he's most known for the Street Sweeper.
Yeah, I've seen that cover before. What about the? I said there's a collaborative albums section. Too.
Oh, there we go. The Champions, North Meets South.
Oh, okay, whatever. Oh, the mixtapes. There we go. And the next section. So the MySpace Maniac. Okay.
Sign of Time 1 and 2. I don't know any of these things.
No, I don't know them either, but I was just curious if there was like a... Because, like, Drama has the Gangsta Grills. He's done a million Gangsta Grills with, like, all the rappers, and they all want to do it, so...
I should say he's most famous for.
Okay.
But yeah.
So, yeah, well, Street Sweeper series, that was a whole part of his career there, so that was probably the main thing. Okay, sweet. So, fucked up. I hope family's good, but yeah, man, another legend down.
Yeah.
Whack as fuck. On a more positive tip, Kendrick announced his new album called Mr. Morale and the Steppers, and he did it by retweeting somebody, some random dude, and the dude was like, "Oh, Kendrick's never going to release another album again," and he just retweeted him with something like that, and then retweeted him with the link to the website, which is like that OK Llama or something like that .com, and it had a brief announcement that his album's coming, and I think it's not next Friday, the one after, so like May 13th or something like that. Let's see what he's saying.
Here for it.
How we announced it.
Yeah, Cuss be pretty amped, pretty fucking amped.
Where is the announcement? Because I saw the guy who tweeted, "Oh my god."
Yeah, and he keeps like yapping. There it is. What did he say?
Oh, so
Kendrick Lamar is officially retired.
There you go. And then he sent him the link, and then this is what comes up.
On the website, and it's just got folder,
a bunch
of like old school Windows folders.
Here we go on the actual website.
Yeah. So he's got a website, the oklama.com. Okay.
Oh, so I've seen this. Okay.
Is that the announcement?
No, this isn't the announcement.
Okay.
This isn't it.
So it's the black folder.
Yeah,
May 13th.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. The following statement was released today by OK Llama through his company PG Lang at blah 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 in Los Angeles. The album release date. Didn't even say his name on there. That's how funny it is.
Yeah, very weird.
People just figured it out. I don't know what the fuck they're being like weird with these companies that no one knows what the fuck it is. It's PG Lang and OK. What the fuck is all this about? I think he still hasn't really, unless it's just like his own label now. This is what his label is. It's like his left top dog, so it could be something like that. But I just feel like he never actually explained it. But
Interesting.
you know,
abstract, eh?
Super abstract, but whatever. It's Kendrick, so let him do his thing. So that's cool. Fuck with it.
Sick.
Hang on, I got the next thing here is actually music, so I'm gonna move that to the music section. All right, though the big thing that happened today, which I'm kind of glad that we did the pod late, was Elon Musk actually bought Twitter, which is pretty
Power
crazy.
moves.
Huge power moves. Apparently, or arguably, he's the richest man in the world. So he paid like 40-something odd billion for it. After buying, he bought like 9%, and then was offered a board seat, and then declined that, and then made the offer to buy the whole thing. And he's taking it private. Right now, it's public, which means everyone who's got stock gets the money back. So think about that. If you've got Twitter stock, then you're just going to get a refund. And unfortunately, if you bought it higher than what he did the buyout at, then you're going to lose money. It's kind of fucked up.
Wow.
So that's a little fucked up. But I don't know, man. It depends who you ask about this, and I won't go too hard because I know we avoid this type of shit here because we're not a politics podcast and we just don't even want to get into it too much. But the one thing we could all argue is that freedom of speech has been taken away from all social platforms for the most part. And Elon doesn't like that, and he wants to bring it back. So what that's going to look like, nobody knows. And also, do we trust him? Is he going to do what he says? You know, maybe he has another plan, something else in mind. I know I've seen, people are all like hashtag leaving Twitter is trending. We're just looking at it before, and it's pretty funny. The memes are pretty funny. There's definitely a lot of people with their panties in a twist about it. But you were going to say no? Sorry, I kept talking.
Not just a bunch of funny ass memes because it's brand new to me. We just discussed it briefly before we did this, so it's just I don't know. It's just a funny ass thing to see that everyone's kicking up a stink.
Yeah.
Okay.
People are saying that they think he'll bring Trump back, which is what they're worried about. But I don't know if I said this before. I'm in no shape or form a fan of Donald Trump, but as soon as he got taken off Twitter, I was like, oh, this is not good. It's not good at all.
You said that last week.
I did say it
before, yeah.
Okay, good. So I have said it publicly. I never fucking remember. It's just I like freedom of speech, and if you're gonna say some racist or fucked up ass shit, then I'll be like, well, okay, block you. I don't want to see your shit. But if you start policing what people can say, it's a very, very slippery slope, and it's already we're seeing a slippery slope. Like a lot of people can't say anything, even if it's been proven otherwise, because of these fact checkers and stuff, which are pretty clearly compromised. So yeah, man, it's pretty fucking crazy. It's gonna be interesting to see where he goes with this, where he takes it. But yeah, it seems like people are a little bit skeptical, but also maybe optimistic. So I don't know. I'm sort of in the middle too. Like you never know. I like Elon. I got nothing against him, but it seems like a lot of figures can't stand the guy. So it's gonna be interesting to see where he goes with it and how long it takes to do things. Like, is he going to? Say he's going to make some changes. So obviously, if that's around the freedom of speech stuff, cool. But then there's other. I don't know what else he would change. I don't know if it's like algorithms or just the way things work. I imagine it's going to take
pretty much time itself, doesn't it?
Well, as far as if you're looking at like the content, yeah, but just like any other company, there's like tens of thousands of employees that run the engineering stuff, that update parts.
Right.
They're all testing different things. Like one feed on one of the accounts I have looks completely different to the other feed, which also happens with Instagram and even Facebook. Like they're always testing different things. So one of them kind of reminds me more of Instagram, the way like everything's like full screen, like right to the edge, so it looks completely different. And it's got these other. One of them I have has like a downvote option on Twitter, on the link up Twitter. So if you go in that, there's a downvote. So if I don't like it, I can downvote that fucking like Reddit. I can downvote that tweet. So obviously they're testing different things with different accounts. So yeah, and that's then they've got the advertising platform and all that type of shit. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where they take it. I'm not too sure right now, but once again, it only happened today, so maybe each week we'll have some updates. So we'll see what's popping as of next week. So that's fun. I don't know who put this in here, but there was Tupac murder case developments. Is that down or no?
Big notion.
think no stoggy like me chucked it in there, mate.
Talk to us.
I'm just opening it up because I forgot that I chucked it in there. So yeah, in a recent interview with Bomb First, Reggie Wright Jr. suggested investigators are digging into Keefe D's or Keefe D's involvement. Yeah, and could possibly haul him off to jail for the crime. So yeah, that was wow. And there's a two slide video. Like if you click on that link, it takes you to the Instagram post. There's 2 videos to watch after the main picture, and then yeah, it just that's essentially what the caption says.
All right, I've heard of this KPD guy a bunch. He's been on, I think he's been on Vlad TV, and because he talks to all the Biggie and Pac, murder, anyone involved with it. So I know the name. So if they're trying to say that he did it in the end, interesting.
I guess so.
So I guess it's good they're still working on this shit, even fucking pushing 30 years later. Which is crazy. Is it 30 years? No, 96. So 4 years. It'll be 26 years later. Yeah. Yeah, right? That's so crazy. And Snoop was saying, I'm watching Snoop on Drink Champs right now.
That was a good one.
I just finished. I got more thoughts on Nori all the time. It drives me fucking crazy. But Snoop was saying, because he bought Death Row, he just ruins everything all the time. I just don't understand. He's so fortunate that he's where he is and he's able to do it. He's just such a loose cunt. He's got no clue. But not no clue, but anyway, the Snoop was saying that it was 30-year anniversary this year for The Chronic, and next year's 30 years for Doggy Style, which is fucking crazy. So now that Snoop owns the masters, he owns the publishing, he owns Death Row, so maybe there's gonna be something pretty sick that they can do for Doggy Style and shit. I'm hoping they drop some like new, full LP vinyl or something.
That'd be fucking epic, dude. Well deserved too. Think that he's bossing up like that. Yeah, man. Making like all these chess moves. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's smart. I like hearing Snoop talk. On that note, so Nori was obviously lit, as he always is, but he kept asking.
He's so drunk way before they actually start the episode, because you can tell he's coming in like at a bull at a gate, just like.
Which is
chopped.
So did you notice he asked him like the same? He asked him about the Bad Boy and Death Row NFT. He asked him about. He kept saying that he's the most famous rapper ever. And he asked him about something else like 3 or 4 times. And Snoop even said to him, "This is the first time I guess checked him." He's like, "Dude, like, you need to fucking relax on the drinking. Like, what is your like? You've already asked me about this." Like, it's funny because normally, guests are obviously pretty generous and kind and whatever to the host. So Nori, I mean, obviously they're friends, so it's different. But it's just funny, because he was sort of having a go at him. But it was just like
incoherent from the start, dude. It was so annoying to listen to him. Then he kept on fucking the questions up, and like it's just, I don't know.
And like every sentence, "Let me be clear. Let's be clear." Or, "I'm not gonna lie to you, Snoop." I'm like he's every single time, and then he'll just have some sort of drunk thought. And I do understand to a degree, because I do long form podcasts with guests, and I don't really repeat questions because I get drunk during it, but I start dead sober. So it takes a solid little while before you start getting tipsy. To then it's only if they're like 3 or 4 hours to kind of get kind of lit, and then maybe it gets messy. But as you both know, you've both been on, you know how it goes. With this, it's pretty chill. With this particular podcast, Bad Habits right now. But yeah, with Nori stuff, just like, I understand that he's a legend. He doesn't have to. He can do it however he likes. But it's just like, it's almost like disrespectful to someone. So I think even if you appear to them, to just be like so, I don't know, like ridiculous with.
He wasn't present enough, and he was too intoxicated to hold the interview portion down.
Yes, exactly, and it was just kind of like ridiculous to me that Snoop had such.
It was the most standout. It was like the most standout and the most embarrassing that I've seen him to be like, "Yo, honestly, bro, you pissed me off," because like he genuinely like he pissed me off like 35-40% of the time. This was a high 75-80%, like pretty much from the start, and he just was just like annoying as shit. I don't know.
I couldn't agree more. I'm glad you we talked about this, because I said it to Tiff, and she's like, I was talking about it today because I was finishing it today, and she heard me. I stopped to tell her, I was like, "Yo, fucking Nori is pissing me off, man." And I just said the same shit. And she's like, "This is not the first time you've said." Tiff, do you remember who I said, I was telling you about Nori pissing me off about Snoop? Who was the other episode I was complaining?
You've said it a few times.
I've said it a few times?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's been multiple episodes.
Yeah.
I probably complained about it here on the pod anyway, but I probably said it to you at the same time.
Yeah, he keeps getting drunk, he's not asking questions that you wish.
That yeah, right. Because it's like Snoop. He could have had
Little
some.
Wayne one. I think he was wasting time. Or something.
Wayne. Yeah, that could have been it.
Maybe at the Remy Ma one. I think.
The Remy Ma one, I think he really fucked up that too. Yeah, there was so many good questions. Okay, thank you. So yeah. Anyway, I guess. Okay, I agree. The way you said that was perfect. Like 35%, 40% is like kind of what you would normally piss me off. But this was like way too to the point where like if Snoop's answers weren't so fire and he was taking bullshit questions and running with it,
they're making them into something. Yeah,
and making it into something. So like that was okay. I've tried before as well. I've been on podcasts as a guest, and no shade, but like I've had people. I'm like I just feel like it's a waste. Like they just ask me pretty basic questions. I'm like. There's so many good things you could ask me because of what I do that would be interesting to the audience, but I can't like just go and be like, "Hey, I want to talk about this," and then you just kind of take over. Like, and this is just me. I'm just a dude. I'm not Snoop Dogg, so like, it's such a. It feels really disrespectful that you don't prepare enough to have these great questions. Like, I don't know. Like I heard recently the Snoop freestyle "G's and Hustlers," which you can tell if you listen to it, and I think the Shiznit. Both of those songs were a complete freestyle. On Doggy Style, so I'd like to know why the fuck are you freestyling songs for your album produced by Dr. Dre? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Why? That's
all these, so many things.
Sean Evans questions, hot ones.
Yeah, he asked good questions because they're all like reading thoughtful. They're pre-prepared, and that's why I do have a bit of empathy with Nori because he is just winging it. I think sometimes he's prepared with stuff, but most of the time he wings it, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with winging it. I'm totally empathetic to that because I do it too. But I'm just trying to feel like, I don't know, I always try and like, I think about it beforehand. I'm like, okay, well, as there's a bunch of questions I have about this guest and I want to know about the brewery and how they came about and how they do this and why they do this and blah, blah, blah. So like, I'm not, you don't end up just repeating stuff. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, I could go on about it forever, but it's worthwhile checking out at least for Snoop's answers. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. All right, boom. Pusha T, his new album, It's Almost Dry, dropped last Friday, and we'll talk about that shortly. But she was saying he was selling like a T-shirt brick signed by Kanye as like merch. What's the deal?
It's a limited edition deluxe box set. Actually, It just says, Pusha T unveiled a limited edition deluxe box set of merch designed by Kanye himself, but the merch is packaged to look like an actual brick of cocaine. So it's literally brown paper bag wrapped up in what looks like, sticky tape, and there's a plain It's Almost Dry label with a parental advisory thing below it. And it's pretty gangster, bro. So, I mean, I get the box set comes with merch in it, and probably, maybe a vinyl or maybe just some swag, maybe some actual. Doesn't say. Guess I gotta Google that, but I just saw it on the old interwebs.
I like it's available now. Maybe go to his bio. So
Shop.
Oh, sure. Okay, I'm gonna check. Cause seriously, if it's like not.
That's pretty cool to get. I mean, that's so simple. It's very that's almost like a piss take. Like it's literally a brown paper bag wrapped up. It's just that's the most. They probably sell it for like $200, and it cost them like 45 cents to make.
Probably the t-shirt's $65, probably US.
The music costs a lot, but I'm just saying. Very smart.
Oh, okay, you get the CD and the shirt. I don't care about the CD. They got vinyl.
Yeah, I think so.
Here we go. And the sign. Okay, they got him signing CDs. Maybe it's the end one. Digital album. They're not doing vinyl. Signed CD and then probably a CD. Ah, interesting.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, the t-shirts are cool. Go back to the gear. All right, so it looks kind of like the actual style of them. The t-shirts are the hoodies and stuff. They're a little more, a little louder than I like.
Yeah.
That one that says push. That's like the logo one, but the cut looks like it's like the Balenciaga Gap Yeezy one, where they look like they'd fit like crazy baggy. They might be like wicked quality though. They're only $65 for a tee. Pretty expensive. I wonder what the.
Not the worst.
No, it's not the worst, but I mean, like, I'm just trying to think of like the quality. Like, is it its head? Like, the Yeezy Gap hoodies are fucking insane. Mm-hmm. So I wonder what they're doing with quality.
Mate.
Interesting though. Okay, good for push. So we'll talk about that in a sec about the actual album. So that's really cool with the merch. This week the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial is going on. So if mans don't know, they're they were married. I think they only married for a couple of years, but basically the way it started was that it kind of, I think it started coming along with the Me Too stuff, and they were saying she was lying and saying that he was beating her, but it was actually the other way around. And so it's interesting to see, and like it's all these clips are coming up from the court trial, and Johnny is just like shitting on her lawyer, and he's really funny, like the way he's sort of handling it. It's an interesting. Has either of you guys seen anything about it?
Yeah, I watched some of it today. You know, the live thing on YouTube. It was just really, it was really unorganized. I heard a bunch of people fighting in the background and shit, like people swearing at each other and shit.
Jesus.
But like, yeah, I haven't seen like actual clips and like highlights of the actual thing. But I did watch a live stream today, and it was like, I didn't really get much from it. There's a lot of muting and shit, and like,
I'm thinking about court.
Yeah, it's like an actual courtroom, like you were there, like it was.
But it'd just be like hours and hours, and the actual action is like this tiny bit, kind of like a soccer game. You're sitting there staring, and the action is like 30 seconds of 90 minutes, that shit. So there were ones where he kept there's like compilation clips of the lawyers like, am I reading that right? He's like, yes. Like, am I reading that right? Like, yes. And he's like looking to the side,
I did
like,
see that. Yeah, I saw that.
And he's like, am I reading that right? He's like, yes, you just like the last few times. Yes.
Yeah.
Because he's reading out the text messages to them or whatever, the lawyer is, and Johnny's just being a smart ass.
I seen him being like mad cheeky, and he's like, just like you said, sir.
Yeah.
And shit like that. It's quite funny.
And the funniest thing that I saw, because this was trending on Twitter, which reminded me to talk about it, apparently she took a shit in their bed, on his side of the bed, and she sent him a picture, and that's where he was human fecal matter. That's the way he said it was really funny. So what's trending, her name is Amber Heard, Heard, and now what's trending is Amber Turd, which is funny.
Oh my God.
And there's audio, so everyone was blaming him for hurting her because that's usually how it goes. Then audio came out of her admitting that she was hitting him and them screaming, and she sounds like a fucking psycho. So it's actually really cool to see somebody, like, I think they were fighting, but I think she instigated all of it from what I've heard. I mean, that might not be completely out. Maybe all of it is probably a bit much. Is that the poo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ew!
She blamed it on the tiny dogs.
Oh, she blamed it on the little dogs, because little dogs don't have poo like that. That's pretty dumb.
Little dogs don't do big poos, mate.
Imagine just dropping nuggies on a bed just to piss them off. Like,
on a bed? Like, come on, bro. I couldn't even...
Come over to your house, and just shit on your doona, mate.
Oh, please, mate.
Imagine.
Oh, I guess.
So, like...
Take him home with you.
I won't say who it is, but one of my friends went through something similar where he was abused by his partner, female partner, and she accused him of doing stuff, and he got arrested, and he got embarrassed, and had his name tarnished, and had a police record that he had to hire lawyers for, and she got away with it. And he was sharing it, and this is really important, because if anyone knows my story, then you know what this means. So I sort of thought of that too. This was a little worse, I think, because she even threw, and he was telling the story, she threw a bottle at him when he was in Australia, like full bottles of liquor at him, and one of them like smashed and it caught his finger or whatever the fuck, and it sliced off the tip of one of his fingers.
What the fuck?
From someone who was describing it in one of the videos I saw. So it's really, really bad. There's some really fun is not the word. There's some really like interesting videos on YouTube that summarize everything. You could probably get the point of it in 5 minutes, type of thing. But yeah, it's an interesting thing, and it's good that it's coming to light, because I think it's harder for dudes to admit if they're being abused. I imagine, like, we've got pride, we're supposed to be like tough, men don't cry, all that bullshit. It's like it's not toxic femininity. I was trying to just joke, but it's like, yeah, it's just like. And I guess it's the other side of toxic masculinity, where you don't want to do, you don't want to be vulnerable or admit when someone's fucking with you or whatever. So I don't know. I think it's pretty cool to have someone who was the biggest movie star in the world for a while in the 90s, be open and honest about this stuff. So and it's good to see someone who did do something wrong. I hope she does get whatever. And if he did something wrong, I hope he gets it too. But from what I understand, I think it was not so much on his side. So
That's wild, dude.
yeah, it's fascinating. Pretty crazy stuff. Speaking of violence, Will Smith. I just read it. I'll pull up my thing now. But are you reading Will
Pull up-
Smith thing?
pull
now?
I'm reading it, but I can't find much of it.
So it was on Twitter. I just saw it before, and it said, where was it? Oh, is it already fucking gone? You freaking account. So apparently Will Smith went. You like that, right? Went to India. Apparently, he said there was a sighting of Will Smith in Mumbai, India.
Oh yeah, here we go.
And
Timsy.
he went to. He went to. Oh, you got it there. He went to India for some spiritual journey or some shit.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it. Do you want to break that down?
I'm trying to see if it actually mentions anything of a spiritual journey. I see that he went to India and he flew to a private airport, so paparazzi didn't expect him. I don't really see much of why he went there on here. There's nothing. Touchdown in Mumbai, India. It was clear. Paparazzi in India was coming. He shouted his name as he arrived in his hotel. He was all happy to take pictures of the fans. Blah blah blah. But yeah, no, there's nothing about why he's there. Unless the TMZ video says anything. No. It's just a
No?
video of
Okay.
him
The
in
thing I
India.
saw on Twitter, I'm just trying to find it, but I can't seem to see anything. It looks like, yeah, just to maybe get some spiritual healing and some shit. So
He needs that.
that's interesting. So that is what the fuck is up. Now, what else we got going on here? And I guess this would probably like segue into the music. So Future, his new album was just trending. They just announced it called "I Never Liked You." It's a cool name.
That is cool.
Toxic,
Yeah.
as one would expect.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Oh, it comes out this Friday.
this Friday, yeah.
Ooh, the album comes sick.
So, actually, I'm looking forward to hearing that, to be honest.
Yeah.
So then let's talk about this other shit, because Dan texted us the other day, and me and Nosh got pissed. That
Very
GQ,
upsetting.
very upsetting, and I don't know who wants to take this one, but GQ said that Future is the best rapper alive. And
And that's facts.
no.
Oh my god.
So, okay, maybe we start with Dan. Did you read the piece?
I've read some of it, briefly skimmed over it. I haven't read all
Is
of
it
it.
is it being controversial on purpose? type
No,
of thing?
it's being serious, and it's got other rappers who are like quotes from other rappers who have backed the case of him being the best rapper alive, including like Kanye West, Jay-Z, and shit like that, saying like a bunch of shit about. Yeah, let me see if I can find the exact quote from Kanye.
Jay-Z,
That sounds like
Sean.S.Carter. You're telling me
Let me see if I can find
that that fucking Mr. Knowles is saying the Future, Nave Adius, is the greatest rapper alive. I don't buy that. I don't think Jay. I think he would say Jay seems to like him because they work together a bunch.
Yeah. I can't find
I
the
can't
exact
take this. This is
quotes.
not.
But then
No.
the person who wrote the article said, artistically, his impact can't be denied, especially right after 8 solo albums, 19 solo mixtape, 1 collaborative album, 4 collaborative mixtapes, and 2 EPs, and 1 soundtrack for 2018 Superfly. I didn't know he made that. Worldwide, he's been streamed over 30 billion times and has in the process inspired the entire generation of rappers. Few artists are as prolific. Which is interesting.
So so his
Right.
prolificness makes him the best rapper alive. Because then what about Wayne?
Says
Wayne's
here,
done more than that.
when you survey the hip-hop landscape, no other artist has been consistently excellent or influential for as long as he has. He invented his own sound, which has since become the dominant style of rap. He has delivered hit after hit after hit, and he's done it all on his own terms. I'll say it again, Future is the best rapper alive.
So have they not heard of Kanye West? Has Kanye not done much more? Like, I don't think Future has impacted the culture the way that so many other people have, and that's giving Future credit for trap music being popular. Like T.I., I believe, was one of the first, or the first trap artist, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong, internet. But that, I remember reading it. That's why it was called the trap. Well, doesn't T.I. have like the King of Trap thing, or like some sort of name of his albums and shit? Where he calls him that. So you can't. I feel like this writer is probably a white hipster dude in like Williamsburg or something. Like, you can't. So he's not Trap King. Like, you can put who invented trap music. Because Future, did he contribute highly to it? Absolutely, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, in the 90s, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, UGK, April MGG, blah, blah, blah. That's a good point because they kind of started it, but I think who like popularized it, there you go.
T.I.
Arguably the home of original trap music, poet from Atlanta. T.I. is often referred to the king of trap. Oh, I wasn't wrong. In the music world. Okay. So maybe he didn't start it. Maybe he's like the most known for it or some shit. I think Future contributed very strongly to it, and nobody can deny that. And he took Kanye's auto-tune shit, because I think Pluto came out after 808s, because I remember hearing it, looking forward to hearing it. And I was like, oh, because I thought he was a singer. And I was like, what is this auto-tune bullshit? I only just got used to the auto-tune sound, which I only liked really in the context of either Wayne or Kanye. And then Future comes through. I remember Pluto being the
2012.
2012. It's way after that.
Yeah.
So that was his first shit.
Yeah, well,
I bet he had stuff before. There you go, like 2011. So he had a mixtape. Maybe that was like his first.
Oh, and
album.
Dirty Sprite 1.
Dirty Sprite 1 was even... okay. So he had a few mixtapes and stuff before.
Yeah.
Album. What was that album? Okay, so he had more stuff before that. So that wasn't the first thing. So I don't know if he was doing auto-tune before 808s. What year was 808s?
808 was 2008.
So with Future doing auto-tune music pre-88, 2008.
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. So as far as like whether he really changed the game, because I just don't... I think he influenced people.
Yeah.
I think he's an important artist. I still struggle to call him a rapper. Like, I do understand why he's referred to as that, but I have it just doesn't sit well with me, but I understand it. But calling him the greatest rapper alive and quoting all those things...
It's a bait headline for sure.
It seems like he's the GOAT to this person.
Yeah.
Who wrote the article.
Says he's the king of Atlanta. And he
Okay.
earned it. That's what he said. Yeah.
King of Atlanta? Probably is. That doesn't mean he's the greatest rapper alive if you're the king of one city.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like... say... There's multiple ways to look at this. I almost like stuttering because I'm like, it's such a ridiculous concept to me to say this. Like, and this is not even dissing Future because I'm really not mad at him. But this greatest rapper alive shit is like, it's... Bro. Remember, was it last week? And we talked about was it the week before? We talked about the Kendrick thing, where they broke down the nostalgia verse.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was wild.
Is Future even a fraction of that? Like, look how deep
He can't
that
even
is.
do one bar. Future hasn't got one out of his entire catalog. Couldn't touch any single sentence in that bar of Kendrick's bars from that one verse. Like, Future compared to Kendrick is absolute piece of trash in the garbage under the shoe. I'm sorry. Lyrically, couldn't even put a pet. Like, he shouldn't be writing things down on paper, bro. It's trash garbage. He can make a funky tune and has incredible production and stuff, but oh my god, that is the worst comparison ever. It doesn't even make sense. It's genuinely offensive.
I agree wholeheartedly. I don't. Do you want to read this out and tell me if this is like...
Okay, here we go.
I don't know if this is trying to quote it. To be fair, I'm not trying to make this a Future shit on him fest, but the article has... It looks like there's like 4 bars or 8 bars or something here that they've written down from a song called Crazy But True from 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's all repeated bars and shit.
Well, a lot, because that's the type of thing that he's doing. So read it out, Dan. Let's see if this is like lyrically on the level of what Kendrick did in Nostalgia.
I know this song. It's a very slow song. It's like a song. It's not really a rap song. But he says, "I'm like God to you N-words. I worked hard just to spoil you N-words."
Okay.
It says, "You need to pay me my respect. Your socks, your rings, and your lean.
Okay.
The way you drop your mixtapes, your ad-libs and everything.
Okay.
Damn, it's crazy, but it's true. I was the ghost behind the page. I freestyle every day. I never depend on none of these rappers. They bite me anyway. Damn, it's crazy, but it's true."
Okay.
I liked it.
Mic drop.
But then that song is literally... that song is actually like an actual... Like he's singing.
A slow jam.
Yeah, he's singing there. I'll play a little bit of it. So
Just so we can like hear it for a second. See, look, the thing about the reading out lyrics from like it is a bit unfair because if you depends on the song. It depends on which part of it you take, blah, blah, blah. But it's sort of like, I feel like one part of being the greatest rapper alive, not the greatest like hit maker, songwriter, the greatest rapper. What does rap mean? Bars. If you are a rapper, you're about bars, right? Then, to me, that would mean that Future would have had to have some sort of, like, not one person I know. Like, you love Future, but you also love real rap that me and Nosh like, and you said recently, and me and Tiff were talking about like yesterday or something, like you said that a lot of the music these days doesn't hit like it did in the 90s, for example, which is what me and Nosh been saying, but trying not to sound like old cunt saying that shit. And it was a different, like, if Future can't stand next to Jay-Z and have better lyrics than him, or better than Nas, or better, like, okay, so you can say best rapper alive, well, Jay-Z and Nas are alive, and they're active, so they got to be in the conversation, or Wayne, or Pusha, or Kanye, or fucking Benny, or Conway, or fucking Royce, or M, or whoever you want to talk about. Like, Scarface.
Yep,
I don't
facts.
know. I can't see him touching any of these individuals. Then you go, then the newer Kendrick, Cole, Drake. Drake is underrated on his bars, to be honest.
Facts.
From rap people. Not touching Drake. Now, did Future's verse hit harder than Drake's on Life is Good? It fucking did. But it wasn't like super clever. It was just catchy and cooler.
Very cool, yeah.
I love that. It's fucking fire. That's why I'm not super mad at it. But I'm just like, this is like, I don't know. It's like if you like I'm just trying to think of an example of something so like, it's like me fucking writing a full piece and saying like the Yeezy 350 V2 is the greatest shoe of all time. Like, and tell me otherwise. And I do believe that, but I believe that. I know it's probably not true. That the world doesn't think that, but I think that. So, what? Just because this person is, I was gonna keep saying, is it a guy or we don't want to gender them, but
Elliot Wilson.
Elliot Wilson. I know who that is, so I will gender him. Elliot Wilson. He works for Jay-Z, works for fucking like Tyler and stuff. Like, why would he say? I don't know, man. I don't know. Has anyone
tripping on that one? Sure.
Has anyone seen any internet chatter about this or not?
Only praise for Future. I've only seen praise for Future and saying people backing it, like not necessarily saying he's the greatest, but like saying like they rate that he's come this far for people to say. Or acknowledge him as the greatest rapper alive.
Okay. Were you talking about stage?
Oh, there's that Kev on.
Oh, okay. Kev on stage. I've seen that person. Yeah.
Kev on stage. Yeah, he had a funny rant about it, just saying it was ludicrous.
Huh.
But
yeah.
I
actually I might even read the piece just to get angry.
It's a really long piece, like.
Oh, so
just to get angry.
Just to get angry about it, you know. Like, I'm gonna click on it now and just keep it open for later. If I guess I'm having this THC drink, so maybe it'll be high later, and just be like, yeah, oh my god.
Well, you didn't tell us what flavor you're drinking, mate. What do you got there?
This is watermelon mint from this Hyten, I think is the brand, Hytn.
Watermelon mint.
It's pretty good. Reminds me of lollies we used to eat back in the day with this smell. I'll put my finger on what it is.
That's nostalgic. I like that.
Love it. Okay, so there's Future, and then now the next thing, Nosh, I think you put this here. Hip Hop DX was talking about, so it says Questlove, Black Thought, and the Funk Flex freestyle about the best rapper alive GQ conversation. Or who put this here?
I think I did. I'm just opening it. I honestly don't recall.
Oh, Questlove reminds the world Black Thought exists after Future is crowned the best rapper alive by GQ. Yeah, Black Thought is 100% in that conversation that I missed before. I wasn't naming everybody, but like he absolutely should be at the top of that list too. Yeah, because that 10-minute freestyle, the Funk Flex thing, is one of the greatest like pieces of rap music of bars of all time.
That's the bare minimum. Well,
yeah,
not bare minimum. That's the example of the top tier shit. So
yeah,
can't fuck with that. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, man. I would think that most people would not believe this is true. The Future's the best rapper alive. So, you know, Good for him
Well,
to get
you know,
people
kids
talking.
will be kids, you know.
Yep, exactly what the fuck you're saying. Hey, that bitch. All right.
Sorry,
so
Dan,
that's,
love you.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm not sorry.
I know you're not. We will discuss it after.
New music.
New music.
So
Only one album who we care about.
And
all
that's
right. And that's so this is. I've got the little thing up here. Yeah, it is the clip for sure. A few ones I didn't check out any of this. Looks like Mike Dean has an album come out.
I don't know half of these people who.
Yeah,
That'd
it's
be
Blast.
cool.
Blast, BLXST.
Yeah,
He's great. Before You Go, that's an album. Snack the Ripper, Let It Rip, Canadian. Pusha T, It's Almost Dry. We'll talk about that in a sec. Taylor Bennett, Coming of Age. That's Chance the Rapper's brother.
Ugh.
He is LGBT as well.
Oh.
So good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crazy Bone, Crazy Melodies, Volume 1. Interesting. Mickey Fax, Black History with Fax.
Oh, nice. Mickey
So-
Fax is pretty decent.
Yeah, he can rap very well. Looking at these singles, a couple songs from Logic. I guess no one really cares. Excuse me. Ed Sheeran. Oh yeah, I heard that. It's called Two Step with Lil Baby.
Oh,
It works. It's fine.
Interesting.
It's a weird video.
Ed Sheeran's
They
doing
filmed-
songs with the most random cunts.
Yeah, he is. They filmed the video in Ukraine, which was interesting. He was saying.
Cool.
Okay, looks like Lou Phelps, who's Kate Renata's brother, did a song with Guapdad, Joyce Rice, and Kiefer. He dropped that. I saw it. It
Joyce
came up on my
Rice,
feed before.
wow.
Yeah, he opened for us on one of our tours. We booked him. Tyga and Doja Cat, Freaky Deaky remix. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I give much of a fuck about the rest of this shit. So okay. Oh, Redman got a new song called Jane. All right. Go Reggie. So. The main thing I want... Oh, yeah, the other thing, just before we talk about Push, because we'll go into detail and then we'll move to the next thing. H from the UK did a Daily Duppy. Did y'all see that?
I saw a clip of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
It's cool. H is sick.
I think
It's
H
so
is
sick.
sick. Yeah, H
It's
is
like
sick.
he's very one-track. Like, it's money, cars, pussy.
Yeah,
rap.
yeah.
But I don't know, something... I like him. I just think he's got... I've seen a few interviews with him. And I don't know. I just like him. I just think he's great.
He's a cool guy. He seems
Yeah.
really funny.
Seems cool. He seems funny. He's like cocky, confident, flows
Yeah.
are crazy. His accent's ridiculous. He's from Manchester, I think. Yeah, man, good for him. It's definitely worth checking out because of the Daily Duppies. It was like two-parter. It was like two beats.
Oh, it's two-part.
yeah, and then they have all the things come up on the screen and shit, and yeah, it was very cool. I enjoyed it. It looked swaggy.
It was cool.
So yeah, I bangs with the man then. And then Pusha T, It's Almost Dry dropped. 12 tracks. I believe half from Kanye, half from Pharrell. I ran it through about 3 times, maybe 4. What do you guys think?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
It's solid. Yeah. Pause. But it's solid. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's good. It's not the best album of the year. It probably
No.
won't be the best
I've seen
album.
people say, if fucking... Someone said, I saw on Facebook before, like, if you don't think it's the greatest top 5 album of like the last 10 years, then you don't know hip-hop.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know about that, my G.
Okay, interesting.
You need to relax a bit.
Okay.
I feel like there's so many skips on this. That's
Yeah,
all.
there's just like...
Did you listen, Nosh?
No, I didn't actually. Just saw some reactions from it. Like Puff Daddy said, it was magnifique, whatever he said, and you know, other people said it was pretty decent. But I've only heard the singles and the
Singles.
little snippets. Yeah,
I think it's like overall it's pretty solid. Like let me
I like Brambleton, how it just starts straight, goes into the fucking rap shit. It's
yeah
good.
the
I
dream
like the first 3 songs.
yeah Dreaming of the Past with Kanye is pretty
Neck and
cool.
Wrist is okay.
Neck and
Well,
Wrist
it's
is
not
like
good,
still
so
not buying it.
Not my thing.
Diet Coke is
Diet Coke is
arguably
great.
the one of the top 2 or the best song on the album, I think.
Rock and Roll's alright, doesn't really need Kid Cudi.
No, it's with the Cudi one, which he did before. He had this Kid Cudi and Kanye, and Cudi did it before the beef with Kanye, so you let that one slide.
Call My Bluff, I really like
That's
Call My Bluff.
pretty cool. Do you know what, like, a weird thing about this album? It's like he went out of his way to do the thing where, like, you know, Nosh, you know about it more, but when you, like, rap, you write to the exact melody of, like, the sample or whatever it is.
yeah.
So like he was doing like that a lot, and I don't always. I think it's okay when you do that, but he did that a lot. Like on neck and wrist, he was doing that too.
You shouldn't do it all the time.
So it was a
It's a
little
taste
much.
thing.
Yeah, I just feel like you do one song like that, or you do it for a little bit, or you just do it for the hook and then change it. I don't know, but he was doing
Depends
that.
what the beat's saying. You should just be a chameleon and just ride the pocket of whatever you got.
Yeah. So that one was cool. There's a joint with Lil Uzi Vert and Don Toliver that's actually surprisingly cool, which I always like that Push does that. He always has like a joint with like someone a bit more mainstream, like on the albums that come through. He put "Hear Me Clearly" on there. That song slaps too, from that Nego project. Open Air, I actually don't remember. The last one, "Pray For You," was pretty cool because it had Martless on there and shit. So, like, overall, if you're just talking through it there, it's probably like 70%.
Yeah.
Tight. Is that fair?
I think that's fair.
I gotta listen to it back a few more. It's Push, so I'm very...
Definitely.
You know what it's like when you're a huge fan, you're just gonna... I want to love it. I don't love it yet, but I don't know, man. Shit grows on you, so you just gotta keep bumping it sometimes, see how it goes. So it's always cool to get new Push. He was doing all the rollout stuff at, I think it was Coachella.
Interesting.
The listening party was like Coachella, and I think that's where they did the merch thing.
Nice.
Yeah, they had all like the bundles of Coke and stuff, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Cool.
So that's pretty dope. So that's most of the shit for this week. You want to do the questions and stuff? Or the unpopular opinions?
I've got a bunch of unpopular opinions here on Reddit.
Yeah.
Different subreddit here.
Okay.
So here we go. Is everyone ready?
Couldn't be more ready.
Indeed.
Unpopular opinion: Future's the greatest rapper of all time.
That's pretty popular, actually. I think everyone agrees.
I don't know. Dan, you need to fucking chill because you're about to walk home.
Here we go. Oh no!
Yeah, I know. Don't make me walk home.
Come walk home. Here we go.
To England.
Ooh, that'll be a bit too much. Okay, so this guy has written down 10 of his own. I'm gonna just pick out random ones. Okay. At this pace, in 2 albums, Kanye West will be a god.
Is he not already?
Ooh, that was written 9 years ago.
Oh,
that was written 9. I didn't even realize that's written 9 years ago.
So it's 2000, and that would have been 2003. All right. Well, he wasn't wrong. This person was wrong.
Interesting.
So these are 9-year-old unpopular opinions.
Yeah.
So maybe that's even more funny. Then just give us a couple of them, then maybe we'll find some new ones.
Drake makes cool music, but he's still a bitch.
I think people probably agree with that.
I think people agree.
Yeah.
Schoolboy Q has a better sound than Kendrick Lamar.
Like music.
No.
I like Schoolboy Q.
I like Schoolboy, but I don't know if it's better.
Yeah.
It's less like...
It's definitely different. The production's a lot different. He can get a bit more hype and shit.
Yeah, it's very different. I don't even know if it's fair. You're only comparing them because they're on the same label.
Yeah, exactly. Eminem is right where he should be, not overrated or underrated.
Back then, probably.
Back then, 9 years ago, 2013, yeah. I guess he didn't release any shit. I guess that was before he released Rap God as well, right?
Yeah.
It was like after Rap God, everything just went
down. Yeah, because he just started doing the too much rap.
Yeah, it was just like way too much. I'm like, wow.
Machine Gun, just spitting the alphabet.
Machine
face
Gun
top.
rap, yeah.
Yeah, it seems unnecessary. Are these still the 9-year one?
Yeah, this was still 9. Gotta Have It was the best song on Watch the Throne.
I don't even remember it. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's been a while since I heard that joint.
I know when I hear it, but like off the top of my head, I kind of think about it.
Okay, so 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Big Sean was one of the dopest rappers around right now. No, he isn't making deep, groundbreaking music, but he's still making good rap songs, and the guy can spit.
It's probably fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I always like Sean, so...
Rap is fucking tough, so...
The way he wrote it was kind of weird. Like, you said he's like the best rapper right now, and he says, what he's making isn't that good, but like, he's still the best around, like, I guess it was...
Maybe because he's saying that, like, he's not doing anything...
Oh, Reddit.
Right?
I guess
he's just like...
down bad.
Yeah, okay.
Tupac was way overrated. The guy was a good street poet and had some seriously important stuff to say, but in terms of being a rapper, Biggie was way ahead.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
The Game is way overrated. The documentary was just okay.
Oh, I know. I don't agree with that.
That's a good album, though. Nah, that's a good album. I don't enjoy that
Documentaries-
person.
Yeah. What did it say? The documentary
It was just okay.
no.
It was fire.
It's fucking fire. Like that shit was like yeah. Like in hindsight, there was some like
Classic.
yeah, there was some joints that were like dated if you listen to the sound. Like was that what's the song that we did on yours? It was called "Coming With That." Was our version of what was the
That was
original
the Timberland beat.
from a game song, right?
Yeah, put you on the game.
Put you on the game.
Is
See,
the name
that
of the
sounds
song.
like 2005.
That's right.
So
With the synths
that's
and
the only
shit.
exactly like that sound, and that's the same as like the Dirt Off Your Shoulder era. Probably from that batch of beats he was making
Exactly,
just a
yeah.
couple years before. So all of that shit like sounds dated, but it's not just okay. The project is still fucking like killer.
Section 80 was much better than Good Kid, Mad City.
Ooh.
I'd have to hear them again, but I don't think
Yeah.
so.
I'd have to hear them again.
Don't think. Yeah, Good Kid, Mad
That's
City
like
was,
the yeah, good-
listening to a movie.
yes, exactly. But I feel like the like Section 80, the people who say shit like that are often the ones who are just like purists for the sake of purists, the ones that will say Eminem's like Infinite LP was better than some shady LP or something like that. When it's like, no,
Shouldn't compare them. There's no contest.
it's like I've seen a lot of people do shit like that before. Say or do the opposite way around and be like, it was written was better than Illmatic, and it's like. It was written was fucking phenomenal, but it's got some skips on it. There's a bunch of songs I skip every time. I probably haven't heard those songs for like 20 years because I skip every time I listen. Anyway, keep going.
That's funny.
Nas is much better than Jay-Z.
No, I think Jay-Z's more subtle. When he's like, say the best example of Jay-Z's subtlety is Renegade. So like you hear Eminem's verses and they stand out more because of the way he's rapping every syllable and like lots of rhymes within rhymes and stuff. If you take that aside and you look at Jay's verses, they're actually fucking crazy.
Yeah,
On a song like, but in contrast with Eminem, it feels like so if you look at Nas, I think Nas is a bit more like that. I think Jay is just because if he's delivering a voice or something, maybe you could miss some things. That's what it is. Nas, I think, is a little more straightforward. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't think they might. I think you got to give them. They're pretty equal. I don't know if I'd be able to choose who's better out of those two. I can probably say who I like more. Probably, if I had to really think about it. But like we had the conversation about Illmatic versus Reasonable Doubt, right? Like,
Yeah.
But it's different. It's not even really a fair comparison. I think it's still like not the same thing.
I hear it. Dell has the best voice in hip hop.
Dell's got a sick voice. Best in hip hop. It's be in the conversation.
Interesting.
Shouts
For
to
Method
Del.
Man?
Method Man's got. Okay, that's a good question. Who's got the sickest voices in hip hop? Scarface, Snoop, Ice Cube,
Method,
Meth.
Jizza.
Jizza's got a
Redman,
pretty-
Ghostface.
Yep. You could say.
You always recognize Dr. Dre's voice. You always recognize.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool
and
voice.
Snoop as well.
Yeah, I said Snoop.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
listened.
Sorry. Damn.
Snap.
Do you think
Yeah.
Jay or Nas would be in that convo as far as
Jay,
best
yes.
voices?
Nas, not.
Okay.
I think Jay, yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nas can be mistaken for someone else. But then Jay, definitely, you cannot mistake Jay-Z's voice for anyone, ever.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
Young
That's a good
Drew
point.
sounds like Nas.
Yeah, he sounds just like Nas.
Yeah, when he first came out, that was
Yeah.
hilarious.
So when I first listened to him, it was like...
Like
thought it was
Action
Jimmy
Bronson and
Nas.
Ghostface.
Yeah.
Master Killer is the best.
I was going to say
member.
DMX.
Oh,
as well.
DMX,
Don't
yes.
forget
Oh,
DMX.
yeah, shit.
Master Killer is the best Wu-Tang.
Yeah. It's got a lot
Wow.
of upvotes.
I think he's underrated. He's probably like the Jay-Z verses that I was just talking about. Like him on it. He's very rare. Like I don't think I even bought his solo album when that dropped back in the day. But like if you put him on a song with Ghost and Ray and RZA or somebody, like he's not going to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how he raps.
Someone said Inspector Deck is better than him.
For sure. Dex got a cool voice. Dex a bit of a one-trick pony as well, though. Like, he never really made great music. He had that one album. I forgot what it was called. That had some joints on it. But he didn't really, like... He was, like... The good thing about Woo dudes, like, some of them were, like, leaders, like, maybe Ray and Ghost and Meth were doing their thing, whatever, and then, like, there was a bunch of dudes who just, like, were cool on a feature. Like, you were never really mad that they were there, but, like, do you need a Master Killer solo album? Or expect a Dex solo album? Like, take it or leave it, you know?
Unless it was packed with features, you know, like at least pep. Maybe not like heavily seasoned, but like solidly peppered. Like you can't have just him.
Yeah, agreed.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Lil B is the most revolutionary rapper in the game.
Maybe revolutionary.
Revolutionary?
Maybe because he does like. Who even talks about him anymore?
Shit.
Like,
I've seen him mentioned a lot on Reddit, like a
recently?
lot. Just in general, just in whenever there's these hip hop discussions.
he's just like a cult rapper that just. I heard that the first song I ever heard from him was like the hook was like bitches want to fuck because I look like Jesus. I'm like, huh, who's this guy?
Okay.
Wow.
And then I was like, oh, that was when I was introduced to him. So to me he's like Cool Keith, weird, like you don't really know what the fuck he's gonna do. So I don't know. Revolutionary is an interesting word to use.
Okay. 808s and Heartbreak is Kanye's worst but most important album.
Gotta think about that. I don't know if I'd say worst though, because I think that some of the jokes on there, like Say You Will, is just genius. Love Lockdown, Heartless, it's fucking crazy. Even like Bad News and like Cold Winter and stuff. Like, is that what's called Cold Winter? Something like that. Like, because you know he's dealing with his mourning his mum.
Coldest Winter.
Coldest Winter. There you go. Like, these are beautiful, like, melodic ballads, like sad songs and shit. So he's most important, maybe if you look at culturally what that album did, like maybe College Dropout changed the game with soul samples and brought that back, and then maybe Fantasy brought this like cinematic rap to the forefront. Monster blew Nicki up. And he did this crazy, you know, he's changed the game with Runaway, the film. Came with that. You know, all of that stuff. And it's probably his best album, really, if we've talked about. But, like, did it have the same impact as 808s? Probably not. No, what do you think about it? That's an interesting point. I definitely don't agree with the worst, but most important, maybe.
Yeah. Could be a runner. Yeah.
I've got
crazy what fucking will last, mate.
Right?
Two crazy ones here.
Okay.
About 50% to 75% of Nas is unlistenable, and Big L had trash production and boring content.
So, let's deal with the first one. Nas is about 50 to 70% unlistenable.
Unlistenable.
Okay,
that's rude.
Let's be clear.
Let's be clear. Make noise.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Have a shot first. Have a shot first.
Okay, all right. Cheers, cunts. Get some. Okay.
Cheers, cunt. Catch cunt.
Dickhead
champ.
50% is pretty crazy, but Nas is one of the most inconsistent beat selectors of all time. Easily. And runner-up Jay. I think Nas has had so many shit beats. I wouldn't say...
a bunch of stuff down. That's the main reason why I haven't stuck around. He's, you know, going back to listen to some of those shits. He has a couple of standout singles on each album.
Yes.
Except for, obviously, Matic's the one. But yeah, it's crazy, eh? He just doesn't really get them right that often.
No. And it's phenomenal.
It's a good one.
But I wouldn't say unlistenable. Yeah.
Unlistenable's mad.
Unlistenables are pretty
Unlistenable's like Louisville.
It's the wrong word.
Yeah, that's like really bad.
I don't think that's the right one. I think it's like, maybe you could say 50%. Fuck, he's probably at a 50%, like, his average rate. It seemed like I wouldn't even listen to it. I don't know, I'd have to go back. It's so hard. But that's pretty big numbers. Excuse me, I feel like that's coming from a Nas hater for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
And then the second one again was...
Big L has trash production and boring content.
So on the first album, it was like from 90 fucking 4 or 5 or something, and that the beats were pretty shit. Like Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous, nothing. Like I couldn't even mention really one song. Danger Zone, I think that was off there. The content wasn't boring. It was like, it's rapidy rap, New York, mid-90s, like, beats that didn't have much to them. I think we talked about this before. I used to always think that West Coast rap was the shit and East Coast rap was, like, super boring because there were a lot of the production. If it's hyper, it was pretty underground. That's the thing. It was super underground. So, like, underground shit is, like, is pretty... You know, you know what I'm talking about, Nosh? Like that mid-90s, really, some of the, like, Royal Flush and, like, Mike Geronimo. Like, they're really underground.
Yeah.
That type of shit. Like, Big L was in that world. So it was, like, just drums and these really basic samples of basic synths or whatever the fuck. There wasn't much going on.
It's usually like, he had, like, story tracks occasionally where he's talking about heisted shit and robbing motherfuckers, but it was just street raps, and then it's usually braggadocio, I'm better than you, I'm the sickest cunt raps.
Yeah.
But
So
he was super good at those. He didn't really have time to get to a groove at all.
No, he only had the
But he
two
was
albums.
the rapper.
Yes. And only one of the albums he was alive for.
He made some great conceptual tracks, like,
Yes.
you know, Ebonics and shit like that, and just like it had very themed specific shits, like, you know, what we all kind of tried to do back in the day, make a song about, I don't know, whatever. You know, Papoose has got a fucking song about every letter in the alphabet by now. Like, he's just, you know, that shit's funny as fuck. But, you know, got to explore, and that's what he was doing. That's what we were doing at that point in time. Like, MCs were babies. Everyone's still learning how to be sick.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
different vibes.
He helped us be sick. So
there you go. And that's what we want. That's
okay. Fish Scale is better than Iron Man and Supreme Clientele.
I have to listen back.
Yeah.
I don't think so, though. I'd be very surprised if it was. Like, I can't even remember what was on.
Supreme Clientele's shit.
Yeah. I feel like most people would agree that Supreme Clientele is Ghost's, like, best album, which is interesting because it was his second solo album.
I definitely listened to that the most.
Yeah.
I used to spin that in the whip back in Australia.
Right.
Had it on CD, bud.
What?
Used to rip it so much.
Yeah, it's fucking beauty. Great album.
Cameron is better than Nas.
Cameron's better than Nas?
Yeah.
Nope. He's great MC, great writer, but nope.
No, I don't think he's not more technically proficient than Nas in any shape or form, and I think Nas would have more hits too. If you want to compare the couple of different things. But Cameron is a cultural legend. Like, what he did with the Dips was insane.
Interesting.
Give us one or two more. We're almost wrapped up.
Clips is better than Outkast.
Clips. I can't speak to that. I've never really heard Clips.
Yeah, neither have I. I see him on features and I'm like, oh, it sounds just like Pusha T, and it's Pusha T's brother.
Less us.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it kind of just makes sense.
Yeah.
This guy says he doesn't fuck with Andre 3000 in the slightest. He says his whole style is crazy obnoxious to him.
Obnoxious?
Yeah. Very weird.
I remember when we were in the States in 2008, we did like a radio tour for like 5 weeks, went all around, and the first time anyone ever said it, DJ Hyphen, shouts to him, he said that Andre 3000's in his top 5. I'm like, what? I've never heard anyone say that before until then. I was like, that is one of the weirdest things I'd ever heard. And then since then, I felt like I heard it like every other month. Like it was super, like someone was saying it. And I was like, oh. And then whenever you hear, I feel like Andre is hit or miss. And his probably lack of self-confidence is pretty crazy. But when he's like on point, he's fucking on point. Like, what was the one that got cut from the Kanye one? I don't know if it was Life of the Party. It was called.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking crazy. Andre's verse is disgusting in that. The Haim is done. That one. So good. So good. So I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah, Reddit's wild, man. Some of those are a little out the side of the neck. Those questions.
Let's do one last one, and we'll wrap this slut up.
9 years ago, Pluto was the album of the year.
From Future.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, one final.
Big Crit is better than Kendrick Lamar.
Big Crit is better than Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. I don't know who Big
No,
Crit
sir.
is.
Yeah.
Who is Big Crit?
Chris, great.
He's-
He's from
From South.
somewhere out there. I don't know if it's Atlanta though. We saw him at
Yeah,
A3C
I don't
back
know.
in the day. He
Yeah, we did. I
Yeah,
don't think of where he's actually from.
yeah,
Kentucky?
maybe yeah.
Alabama? No.
Yeah, maybe it was some small, not so
Some shit like
represented.
that.
But yeah, does like cool southern rap shit. He's great. Sort of like conscious, just talented MC. Yeah, it's great.
Alright, I got an interesting one here.
Okay.
Biggie wasn't that great. Most Def was better than him.
As a rapper, I think so. Yes. Biggie had a lot of hits in a short period of time.
Yeah.
Most doesn't really have any hits that I can think of. Like, you could argue Miss Fat Booty, you could argue Umi Says, you could
Yeah.
argue, and then obviously featured on stuff, 2 words, Kanye, Drunk and Hot Girls, which is a weird song anyway. Like, I can't really even think of that much else that, like, most was spearheading. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Somebody here said Kendrick Lamar will not be popular in 5 years.
Oh, that was 9 years ago?
That was 9 years
Wow.
ago.
Dude, that aged terribly.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's,
Cheeky buggers. That's the thumbs down for that one.
yeah, that
Yeah,
counts
big
for
time, big time,
Yeah.
big time.
Any others you want to run, or we,
Nicki Minaj has talent. Her voice in Monster shows it.
she has talent.
She just knows what she just knows what sells.
Okay.
I see a lot of people speak about Riff Raff.
Really?
Yeah, some people saying he's shit, some people say he goes hard. I don't know.
I think he's like a
He just looks up.
cultural, no,
looks
cult.
unhinged.
I think some people just fuck with him.
Yeah.
He's an
Yeah.
interesting kind of person that follows him.
He's
Like
funny.
he has interesting fans.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Would
trying
you
to
say
say.
it's similar to Lil Dicky?
Yeah.
No, it's way wilder.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Riff Raff people are crazy, aren't they?
Are they like
Not
people?
crazy.
Like
but-
6ix9ine, like them man.
Hmm.
Speaking of
I
6ix9ine.
don't know any 6ix9ine fans.
Yeah,
so-
same. I don't know a single one.
Mm.
I've been following him on. Well, he keeps coming up on my Instagram. Bless you.
He's very active on
Instagram
Instagram
feed
now.
lately. Exactly.
Yeah.
And he keeps doing this thing where he's giving money away to people,
Yeah.
like 50,000 at a time. He was just in Mexico, I saw today, and he gave away, it was 1,000,000 pesos, which is 50K US, and gave it to a Mexican family who were living in this little like shack on the side of the road type of
Mhm.
thing. And he keeps encouraging people to join a Discord and then a Twitch. And they
And
give him money
Twitch,
on
yeah, I
Twitch.
saw that.
I feel like he's got a team behind him now, being like, all right,
Yeah.
this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this. We're gonna do
Yeah.
NFT. We're gonna do blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, bro.
So he's actually
God damn
doing business stuff.
Yeah, and he seems a little more like head screwed on this time for
Yeah.
some reason. Because I think he probably realizes he can't just go bonkers because he went bonkers the first time, went to jail, snitched, came back, second album flopped, no one cared. So now they're like, okay, well, if I keep doing that shit, maybe that's his thing.
Mm.
The extreme thing is extreme kindness, maybe.
Yeah.
Being like, even if it's not altruistic, like he doesn't actually care
Mm.
that he's doing this. Maybe he does, I don't know.
Very
Um,
interesting.
And wants to help people or whatever the fuck, or whether it's his money or whether it's like, a sponsor, investor.
It's very weird.
Yeah, maybe they're like, all right, here's $1 million. We're gonna give it out 50K at a time. Boom, boom. That's like all these different things that they're doing. So,
Very weird. I don't know.
Okay.
I've got 2 really odd ones here, sorry.
Okay.
J. Cole will never make a great album if he keeps producing his own beats. And 50 Cent killed New York hip hop.
So Cole, I think Forest Hills proved them wrong because that
Yep,
probably would have been before
100%.
Forest Hills.
That
so
would have
that's-
been literally a year before Forest Hills.
Okay, so that's wrong. And then 50 Cent killed New York hip hop. I can see why you'd say that because I feel like everything changed. It's like he took it like mainstream, and then when that stuff, because it sounds really dated. Like you listen to that 2000s 50 music, it sounds like, just like we were saying about the game beat before. Like it sounds like that era.
Stuck in that era, yeah.
And like, did he kill New York hip hop? I feel like he just changed it too much, and it kind of lost its identity because he took it so mainstream. So like, New York hip hop was that boring, not completely boring Big L stuff, but it was very grimy, Wu-Tang like hardcore, Red and Meth, like
heavily sampled, like
darker shit.
street
Because
rap.
you know we live in the east, we got the same sort of weather but worse. So like, you know, it's a rough life. So that's what they project more. Whereas like the West Coast stuff is always more interesting. So like when 50 took it really mainstream, I guess you could say Bad Boys New York too. And that was mainstream, but when 50 did it, he did it in a different way. Because you can still listen to like Bad Boy from the 90s, and it still slaps. Yeah, you know it's an older joint, but it still slaps. But like if you have listened to 50 from like, remember we listened to it, we talked about it. Listen to Get Rich or Die Trying. I'm like, this is horrendous. Like this is so bad. Because I never got into it at the time. I knew it. I just couldn't believe how bad all the raps were. Couldn't fucking get over it. And because I was never a huge fan, it's very different if I've got these emotional connections to that music. I just don't. So that's an interesting one. I'm not mad at that one.
Very interesting.
Very
interesting.
That's it, cunts. Good one. Notion, where can everyone find you online? Oh, thumbnail.
Bloody ripper, mate.
Yeah.
At Notion Baby on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. There we go, doing thingies.
So,
At Notion Baby on TikTok, at Illnote Studios on Instagram and Facebook. Get a dog up here, illnotestudios.com, notionbeats.com. Holla at your motherfucking. Dan?
Yeah.
Nice. I Dan Johnson on Instagram and Twitter, and HGFGXMING on Instagram and Twitch. I have 1,100 followers now. I am basically famous. I'm famous.
What about TikTok?
TikTok, we're working on it.
Yeah, but what is the
HGFGXMING.
Did you mention it?
Yeah. I would never forget. Ever.
Alright.
Yeah.
Fam.
Say your take.
CWEFOR on Instagram and Twitter, CWETMF on Facebook and TikTok. Y'all, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the flipping thumbs up. Hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell.
Ding.
So you know when the new drops. Follow us on social media everywhere at The Movement Fam. We drop every Monday, typically 8 p.m. Eastern. Obviously, it's going to be late tonight because it's 8:47 Eastern. Yeah, man. Episode 100 coming up. Fuck. Exciting. 7 more to go. Look at us. We're all tired old men.
Dog up, yeah.
Especially Dan. So, you
I'm
blokes.
falling asleep. I'm so sorry. I love
That's
you.
okay. Everyone have a wonderful week. Get a dog up, yeah?
Get a dog up, yeah.
Don't poo in the bed.
Woof.
Yeah.
Don't
Woof.
poo in
No
the
poos
bed.
in the bed. No poos in the
Don't
bed.
poo
No
in the
poos
bed,
in the bed.
cunts.
None.
No poos in the bed, mate.
No.
No poo.
No. Poo.
No poo in the bed. You're a shit cunt if you poo in the fucking bed. Peace.
No shit stains Sunday.